This is a brown paper bag from Starbucks that says, "You're holding something special, a tasty treat, a thoughtful gift, all inside a handy carrier, which becomes a lunch bag, a puppet, a keep it new book cover, a garden tool holder, a bring a few CDs over for dinner carrier. Unwrapped, it's a sketch pad with handles, so reuse it, reincarnate it, reimagine it, and when it serves its every purpose, recycle it." This is a message about reusing what you have and recycling what you're finished using. And since it's an attitude that I try to maintain in my daily life, it really struck me that such a widespread and lately famous company is doing what they can to inspire people to maximize their usage of everyday materials. Also, since the bag is made from 100% recycled materials, they are not only teaching us what we should do, but leading by their example. The United States usage of recyclable materials such as aluminum cans or trees for paper, plastic bottles, and styrofoam cups is through the roof. There are many things that we are able to recycle with many, many benefits for the world and for us. High consumption rates and low recycling are causing irreparable damage to our world, and we should do something to stop it. Within 1 year, the United States uses more than 80 billion aluminum cans. That's equal to more than 200 million cans being used each day, or 9 million cans used each hour. It's also equal to about 2,600 aluminum cans being used every second. And then there's plastic. Americans use 2.5 million plastic bottles every hour. That's equal to about 60 million plastic bottles being used each day, or 1.8 billion bottles being used every month. Think about what that might mean for a year. Any guesses? 21.6 billion plastic bottles are being used every year in the United States. That's incredible. Thankfully though, aluminum and plastic are easily recyclable and are slowly picking up around the states. But what about everything else? Think about the types of repercussions that will be suffered by our world if we continue to produce such high numbers of waste. And then think about how we can avoid all this by trying to adopt a policy to recycle everything possible. So what is recycling? Recycling is defined by the Merriam-Webster Dictionary as to pass again through a series of changes or treatments as to process in order to regain material for human use. What can we recycle? Well, depending on where we live, there may be programs to recycle paper, plastic, glass, aluminum, or cardboard. And also cell phones and ink cartridges, among other things. Styrofoam is also recyclable, but there are very few companies that do this because it's a very long process and it's very expensive. However, we must think about how one small act can create a huge difference in our world. Take, for example, an aluminum can. If recycled, it will be back on the shelf within 60 days, and there's no limit to the number of times that it can be recycled in the future. If, however, it is thrown away, it will sit in the landfill for more than 500 years and still continue to be an aluminum can. And then paper. Americans use paper for everything in their daily lives. RecyclingRevolution.com says that if all Americans were to recycle just 1/10 of their newspapers, they could save up to 25 million trees in 1 year. Wouldn't that be great? Trees create oxygen, which help us breathe and live on this earth. But how many trees is that? Well, the World Land Trust says that 1 acre of rainforest is equal to approximately 200 trees. So, those 25 million would equal about 125,000 acres that could be saved by recycling just 1/10 of our newspapers. Wouldn't it be great to make such a big difference in the world? So what more can I tell you about the need to recycle? It's healthier for the planet, which makes it healthier for us, not to mention the great satisfaction satisfaction of knowing that you're doing your part to save the world. My family and I have been recycling for many years, and we recycle everything, basically. We use plastic bags around the house and small trash cans, and we recycle cardboard and paper and aluminum, glass, and plastic. It's amazing to see how drastically the trash output for your household is reduced when you remove these materials from your waste. And it's a very gratifying experience to know that you can do your part and make a difference in the world. People are slowly thinking more and more about recycling, but this idea cannot catch on fast enough. We must fight against the further use of resources that cannot be replenished. We must give the earth time to recuperate and then keep it healthy. Once you've finished using something, try to find a way to recycle it and make it available for human use again. Recycling can be a very rewarding experience, and it's contagious, so spread it around. I leave you with the words of Jean-Paul Richter, a German novelist, who said, "Do not wait for extraordinary circumstances to do good action. Try to use ordinary situations."